Hi guys, it's Darlene. Alright, so update, because a couple things have happened. One, I had the biopsy done, and two, I got the results and met with one of two surgeons. Hi guys, okay, so y'all know it's Monday. It's breast biopsy time. We're supposed to be there in about 20 minutes, and then the procedure is at 2:30. And so hubby is taking me, my good husband. And so yeah, it dawned on me because of course I want to film everything. I like being in control of everything that's happening. Shocking. Aren't you shocked by that, babe? That I want to be in control of everything? Everything. But it dawned on me that if it's in the same place that I have it, I go to the mammo, what is it? Like the Woodlands Mammo Center? Breast Center. There you go. And they never allow men in there. I know that they're gonna let me bring him in there, so I'm not gonna be able to bring my vlogging camera in. I'll see you when I get there. Alright guys, so just finished the biopsy. I don't know where the better light is. Nowhere. And I will tell you all about it. Well, I am telling you about it, right? Oh my god, it's silly me. Actually, I will probably go back on and tell you about it because I'm a little exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. You know, kind of worrying all day, but I will say it wasn't as bad as I nearly thought it was. All I've had is some whole grain cheese crackers that they had at the mammogram place. And so we picked up some crust pizza, which is our favorite pizza. I love their spinach and artichoke salad with grilled chicken. Oh my god, the bag's under my eye. Look at the dark circles, and I typically don't have dark circles if I'm not sleeping well. It's a little sore, but honestly not, you know, it just really wasn't bad at all. But for now, I'm gonna go home with my hubbies, and my son is at home waiting for us, and we're gonna have pizza and salad, and then I'm gonna take a nap. And what?
Forget about this.
And forget about this for a moment. Yeah, we're gonna forget about this for the rest of the day for sure. I'll be back tomorrow and explain everything. I will tell you, it's for me, and everything is, you know, it's based on my experience. It was really easy. The worst part of it, of course, is the all day waiting. I love morning appointments. I like to be, you know, instant. I'm going to tell you right now, my surgery is going to be the first surgery on the schedule. I don't care if I have to wait a few extra weeks. It's just my, I suffer from anxiety, so. It was waiting all day. Really, the procedure itself is very easy. It is, you basically go in, you know, they clean the area that they're going to biopsy. The radiologist was super nice. I was very excited that the technologist, Jamie, that I had originally, I had her again, and I really like her. This is what she does. She's been doing it for 9 years, so this is all she does. The radiologist was a different radiologist, really nice, Dr. Bragg, very nice. It was easy. So I got lidocaine this time. It pinched a little bit, tiny amount, and then she took 6 samples. So the first 2 I felt a little bit, but I think it was more the pressure of the ultrasound machine, you know, pushing on your boob. But otherwise, the last 2 I was like, can I watch? You know, I know, but I don't know, I found it to be interesting. And so it was kind of interesting. And then they put a little tiny, sort of like a little clip, a little teeny tiny magnetic thing in the tumor itself. And then afterwards they're like, okay, now you're gonna get a mammo. And I looked at them like, are you crazy? You just jabbed my boob 7 times and you want to, they're like, it's gonna be lightly compressed. And it was, and I could see the little tiny marker, and we were done. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. This is the one thing that I would recommend. Well, 2 things. 1, get an early appointment if you can. And 2, have your doctor prescribe you an anti-anxiety medication if you need it. And of course, the day comes where you're going to meet your, find the results out, right? Because there's always a small percentage of chance that you don't have it, right? Although I had pretty much resigned myself to the fact that it was going to be cancerous, just based on both talking to both radiologists, understanding that, oh, by the way, back in my first video or second video, when I said that when one of the things that I addressed to you was how do they know by looking at it, and I said, well, based on the experience I've had of lung nodules and stuff like that. And that's exactly it, because I remembered this time to ask Dr. Bragg, and she said it's exactly the same thing. It's the characteristics of the tumor. Spiculated, it just looks abnormal. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that was indeed how they could be so certain. Good morning, you guys. So it is Friday, and we are on our way to meet Dr. Emily Robinson in the Med Center. I don't know if she has the biopsy results back. They weren't back as of yesterday, but she still wanted to meet me. It's sort of, and this is what I would recommend to every single person that has to have any kind of surgery, is interview your surgeons, you know. What I found out when I had thyroid cancer is, are they going to be a good match for you? Are they going to listen to you? Are they going to, you know, if you don't want to do this and you want to try this, are they open to, you know? So hopefully she's that way, on our way, and I will jump back on here after the appointment and let you know if we know anything. So we went to the Med Center and we went to the Cancer Center. I did not know that's where I was meeting her. I would have preferred to have met her at her office. I really wasn't putting two and two together. Hey, we're meeting in the Med Center, or do you want to meet in Bel Air? Well, I know where the Med Center, you know, so that is not a place I wanted to go, should have gone, because you see every kind of cancer. And, you know, the first person that I see, and it's packed, and it's drab and dreary, and it literally was sucking my life force. And I was like, all the positivity that I had gained was just like, just dripping out of me. I would cry for everyone there. I mean, there was a man there with brain cancer, and he had to be 40 years old, you know, and so I wanted to cry for them. And then you don't know what's going on with yourself, and it's just, that is another thing I'd recommend is, boy, meet them at the office. You know, when I had my thyroid cancer, I met my surgeon in his office. But once I got into the room and then I met the surgeon, she's phenomenal. She's fabulous. I love her personality. I guess I should say, yes, the first words out of my mouth after we introduced is, do you have the results? Yes. And she goes, it's cancer. And I said, I know. What kind? I just knew, and I knew enough to at least kind of have a general sense. Like, I Googled enough to know, you know, kind of a general sense of, you know, worst case, best case. I have the best case scenario if you're going to have cancer, I guess. It is a stage 1, and it is estrogen and progesterone receptors. So cancer has types, has a stage. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, and that's the technology we have nowadays. So first they look at the stage, which is basically size and things like that. So it's 1.2 centimeters. Anything under 2 is considered a stage 1. And then it looks at receptors, the things that on top of it, I guess. And the best one that I could possibly have is estrogen receptors, which are hormonal receptors. Aggressiveness, it's not an aggressive cancer, so that's good as well. So her game plan, now whether or not I go with this game plan, or I'm meeting another surgeon and an oncologist in my area, another great one that might, you know, there were 2 that physicians that we know and respect recommended. So of course I'm going to meet with both of them. But her game plan is to just have a lumpectomy, so remove the cancer and the surrounding tissue. And in the pathology report, they did biopsy some of the surrounding tissue, and it was negative, so that's great. Then what they do is the closest, what's called sentinel lymph node, they biopsy that, and they also biopsy possibly 1 or 2 near them. They're in the axillary. My is way down here. So I'm thinking, ooh, long distance, maybe that's good news. I don't know if it really works that way, but that's what they do. However, assuming that the lymph nodes are not infected, or even if they are somewhat infected, it really doesn't change what they're going to do. So that's what they do. And then they want to do radiation, and then they want to do a hormone therapy, which is basically tamoxifen, which is sort of, okay, like chemo kills cancer cells. Tamoxifen, or the other drugs that are like hormone therapy, and I'm not an expert at this, and I don't want to be an expert at this, but I'm gonna end up being an expert at this. Tamoxifen, or the drug that they want to give, it basically is a blocker of estrogen. So you can imagine some of the problems that one might occur. So what are my thoughts? Well, it could be worse. I mean, way worse. So I have no issue with the surgery. In fact, I was like, take the whole boob. Take the whole boob. I don't care. Put a new one in while you're there, mind you. I want another one. And she's like, you know, I'm gonna get a shirt that says, surgeon said, I'm gonna get a shirt that says save the tatas. I am concerned about not the surgery itself. I tend to do well with surgery. I did very well with thyroid surgery. I tend not to do well when you add drugs to my body, or when you mess with my chemistry of my body, because that's me. I already suffer from a calcium and a magnesium deficiency that's significant, because when I had my thyroid surgery, my parathyroid glands were completely dead. They're dead. They're gone. Well, 2 of them are gone. 2 of them are non-functioning. So I don't have a regulator for calcium, so I must take calcium. The calcium unfortunately caused my kidneys to be damaged, and then that caused an issue with magnesium. My body thinks I have plenty of magnesium, and it just keeps expelling it, so I have to take tons of magnesium, and it's this long drawn out thing, and it's horrible. I have issues with radiation, and I have the issues with the tamoxifen, because as we also age, we need our estrogen. Estrogen protects us from heart disease. So as we age and we hit menopause, which I am menopausal, and I have been for years, we lose our protection for heart disease. So are you trading in one for the other? And that's about quality of life. Okay, guys, and this is the other thing that I would just say, we're all different. We all have different bodies and what we can do. So for me, I'm not a healthy person prior to having been diagnosed with breast cancer. So quality of life is very important to me. And the thing that I learned from having thyroid cancer is, boy, fight for your right to make your choices, right? Because we're not all the same. And that's what I'm going to discuss with the oncologist. It's more about talking with the oncologist, although there are things that they can do, like, hey, I just found out, instead of having to go do radiation therapy for 3 weeks, 5 days a week, they have it where they can just inject it at the time of surgery. As soon as they remove the breast tissue, they can inject it. Well, hell's bells. Why, you know? Let's talk about the least life-altering choices. So these are the things that I'm kind of like contemplating and thinking about and researching. What if my estrogen levels are already really low, which I know they are. I'm in menopause and I have the symptoms of menopause. So if my estrogen levels are already really low, why do we have to literally squash the crap out of them, right? And then what, for 5 years I'm gonna, you know, feel like crap. Quality of life. So that's my update. I am a very proactive person in my health now. I have learned that. I learned it the hard way. I learned it by almost dying. I'm going to choose a surgeon and an oncologist that is willing to work with me, not against me, work for me, not against me. I'm gonna try and stay positive. I don't have always good days, and I'm not always good. And let me just say, it's overwhelming, and then there are days I don't even think about it hardly at all. Love those days. I said it last Sunday on my Instagram. It's like, sometimes I get so depleted by the end of the week that when I go to church, I fill right back up. It's a gift, you know. As always, your thoughts and prayers mean the world to me. Your thoughts, your prayers, your songs, your calling me boo. You know who you are. Yeah, I love that, by the way. It makes me smile every time I see it. I like being your boo. I love it. And so I'm gonna be okay, but I have to do this on my terms. I'm not just a breast. I'm not just a body. And that doesn't mean that I don't listen to the medical professionals. I do. Thanks again, and I will update you when the next update occurs. Bye guys.